right, G's. Do you know what we're talking about today?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Good. Always on top of it. Love that. It's not like there haven't been messages.
We're talking about cars tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's a load of bollocks.
Sorry, football.
Okie dokie. Jeeves, do you want to do the intro? Oh, do you want to know what we're talking about
No.
first?
No, I don't want to do the intro.
We're doing phobias, Jeeves, to give you some time to talk about things that you might be scared of.
Oh, yeah. Zach's testicle.
Cool. Is that a beauty filter or something? Is that what you'd look like as a woman?
No, that's the Snapchat.
That's what it'd look like as a man. Right. Hello. Welcome to the Pacifist Podcast. Tonight, what's the face for? I try and do it fucking politely and nicely. Right. Tonight, we're talking about phobias. What?
It's like maybe I should interrupt you. Like, no, I definitely won't interrupt you. And then all of a sudden, it's like art attack. Hi.
He's not Banksy, and neither am I.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure, yeah. Although, I've never been seen in the same place as Banksy.
I have.
Right, yeah. So tonight we're doing phobias. Obviously, it's just me and Sam and Jeeves tonight. Welcome back, Jeeves. Jeeves is that gelatinous blob down the bottom, if you're wondering. Yeah, so we're talking about fears, phobias, stuff like that. Once again, we put a little shout out to people to get in touch, let us know theirs, and we've had pretty good response. So we'll work through a lot of them. I know Jeeves probably knows all of them off by heart.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
How offended. He's really grouchy tonight, isn't he? Really grouchy. You're proper grumpus.
Yeah, have you talked up or something, Jeeves? Is this where you've been for the last 2 weeks? Hibernating like a bear?
I fucking wish.
Ate a load of berries and twigs, got a bit constipated.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No, I've been working non-stop for 14 days.
This is brilliant. I love having you back, Jeeves. Well done, mate.
Go fuck yourselves.
Hey. Oh, I have missed him.
Yeah.
I'll go play
Gosh.
Rocket League.
It's like a little ray of light, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know about you guys, but a minute ago, I was feeling a beautiful temperature. I stick a fire on my TV. I fucking sweating it right out. I'm not sure if it's my coffee or because I can see a fire in the corner of my eyes.
I was going to say, it's not just coffee, though, is it?
Oh, it's got fire whiskey in it. That's why I'm toasty.
There we go.
Yeah.
You've embezzled it. Embezzled it?
Embellished
it. Embellished it. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, speaking of embezzling, I mean, it's a little bit current affairsy and it's not really a phobia, but did you see the news that like £1 trillion of dirty money has been discovered to have been laundered through high street banks like HSBC and such? It was just breaking news a minute ago before we started filming this, which gives a very clear indication of when we film this, if you're following the news. But £1 trillion of dirty money being fucking laundered, I bet nothing happens to anyone. I bet they're just like, oh, well.
Yeah, but they've got to do something about that, surely. They can't just have that much money. I mean,
blame one person.
My brain can't comprehend that sum.
Mm.
But people do.
I know this now.
Surely.
Well, yeah, I mean, but who? What are you going to do? I mean, one person will probably lose their job and maybe another poor person will end up in prison and they'll pin it on him. But yeah, definitely. It's that black thing down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Where's your other hat, Jeeves? I don't like you all in black because when you bend down, you just turn into a shadow. You look like Peter Pan's shadow just mooching around.
It's kind of like just an empty chair.
It's a witness accounts, isn't it? Come on, Shadow. Tell us where he touched you. There on the foot. Some strange trousers action there.
I've seen way too much of Jeeves' foot tonight. Already.
Remember when you licked him?
Oh. That's more like it.
That's a bit better. That's better.
Not
Take
really,
it more
no. It's still
seriously
just as dark, isn't it?
then. Yeah. So what do we want to do first then? Do we want to go through some comments first, or do we want to talk about our own?
Let's do some comments because I think mine are in the fucking comments.
I know one of mine is in the comments.
How many have you got?
Probably 3 or 4.
Okay, fair enough. Well, okay, let's have one of yours then, and we can see if it can match up to any comments.
Well, okay,
No?
I'll go for one which isn't in the comments first, though.
Okay.
That makes sense. Depths
What, like deep water?
or deep holes or anything like that. Yeah, anything where you can't see the bottom moderately terrifies me. I mean,
Okay.
it's a weird one because if I'm on a boat, I'm fine. But if I was
Okay.
in the water, I wouldn't be fine because I didn't know what was underneath me. Which doesn't make an
You've
awful
said about
lot.
that before, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not one of these people that will only swim in if I can see the bottom of the water. You know, I can swim in the sea and shit like that. But if I know the water's getting too deep beneath me, I will freak out. I don't like that at all.
What's funny is that freaking out is probably what would draw something to come and kill you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
There's a suffering seal up there. He's got a seal. Sorry, not seal.
No,
You just start singing Chandelier.
Anyone that's seen me when I
Gonna swing from my chandelier.
hey, you've seen my reactions before. No, anyone that's seen me employ my superpower of attracting wasps and how I deal with said wasps when they arrive will know that I'm not the sort of person that could survive an attack of any kind. You know, when they say like, oh, if a bear sees you, just stay perfectly still. Nope. I'm going to clumsily run about 10 feet and then fall over and then just lie there screaming and waving my arms until it mauls me to death. That's all I can offer the world. Same with
I'm
sharks.
really glad that sharks. The idea of swimming, because I've got no problem swimming in the water, regardless of how deep it is. I'm quite buoyant. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. But the idea of sharks does, because those motherfuckers are apex predators for a reason. We think we're apex predators because we've created guns and tanks and planes and helicopters and trains and Velcro. But what?
Velcro.
Velcro is the shit.
Is this
so
the mark of an
useful.
apex predator, though? How does that help us in catching prey?
You Velcro the strap down with your grenade.
Is this how they catch sheep? Oh, I've set up a fucking Velcro trap. This fucking sheep won't ever be able to escape this.
Yeah, what you do is, you know those suits you used to wear back in the 90s and you'd jump against the wall and be stuck there like a fly on flypaper.
Dive into a sheep with it.
Yeah, exactly. You just go running along and they sort of stick to you. And you end up looking like the guy in Incredibles 2 when he's got shot with the fucking bulbs on him.
Well, I've just had the most amazing idea for a Reverses video if you wanted to do one. All we need is a shit ton of Velcro.
Yeah, and some sheep, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but my point is that sharks are bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They could smell your blood from like a mile away, and they come from below. So you'd just be swimming there looking for a fin.
But they're capable of sort of emotion, aren't they? I'm sure I saw a video a while ago of a woman that was friends with a great white shark.
Yeah, they just probably got eaten.
Well, no, that wouldn't be very friendly, would it?
Well, I don't know. Did you?
I've seen videos of people friending sharks.
You what? Sorry.
I have seen videos of people making friends with sharks.
Yeah.
No, you haven't. It's
have.
not like they're going for a fucking walk and have a pint at the end of it, is it?
Because there was a woman that used to dive with this particular pack of, I don't know what you call them, of sharks. And the one came up to her with a fish hook in its mouth. And then ever since then, they've all come up to her. None of them have ever tried attacking her.
You see, now that
Um,
shows the level of intelligence, which I don't know whether makes it more or less scary.
Well, they're definitely smart, but is
Yeah.
that friendship? I mean, I don't class. Where do I go to get my fish hooks removed? The doctors, I suppose. I wouldn't ever say like the doctor was my my friend. However,
No, but you wouldn't eat him either.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, I don't know.
It'd be the last person I would eat. If there was a line of people, I'd be like, oh, not you, Doc. You pulled that fish hook out in my mouth that one time. In fact, I want my friends to get their fish hooks removed as well.
See, there you go.
Now, dolphins, on the other hand, because they've got smaller teeth, I can believe that they make friends with people.
Yeah.
Like, did you hear about that woman who like flooded her house and had a dolphin living there, and she used to jerk him off?
That took such a weird turn. I was not expecting that in the least.
Well, you see, I included
Even
that
Jesus
detail.
is fucking shocked.
No, look, I've included that detail because I imagine this sort of shit has happened where people have flooded their houses and been friends with dolphins. But the jerking off in particular is reported, and I think Peter got involved because she used to do it because he'd get the horn. Well, it's probably not the horn, is it? Well, anyway, she'd get the horn, so she'd give him a quick handy, and then he'd be calm, and he'd, you know, I don't know, do tricks or whatever the fuck. I don't know why you'd want to be friends with a fish or a mammal fish. Whatever,
There is so much about this that I want to ask about.
Google it. Woman jerks off dolphin in house. He's on it already.
So, did she flood her house purposefully because of the dolphin?
Yeah, that's the bit I don't quite understand how
did the dolphin get into her house? Because I've flooded places before. I'm quite a clusterfuck when it comes to leaving taps running and shit like that.
I don't think she used a tap. I don't think they can live in tap water.
I used to do it at school because I was that kid, you know, that would block up all the sinks and fucking flood the toilets. Not once did I ever see the school caretaker dragging a dolphin out of those toilets.
Well, I don't think they just swim out the taps, mate.
Where did this one come from?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue. All I know is I just remember seeing a picture of like a flooded kitchen with this person who lived with a dolphin, and yeah, she'd give it the odd handy. I mean, they don't live together now. Man, they're a terrible housemate. How's it going to pay rent? The fish bill must be out of this world.
Well, yeah. It's not like you can stroke it or anything like that. I'll just sit down here and just like, come on. And then it comes over and sort of sits on your lap and you just... Did
you say puss, 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 puss? I imagine you probably got to say it in German. Have you seen those cat videos where like some random guy's walking around talking to stray cats, and he'll go through every language. He'll say basically the equivalent of puss, puss, puss in every language. And whenever they don't respond, he says it in German, which is always loud and angry. And every single time, without fail, the cat's like, meow. No? Well,
I don't watch a lot of cat videos.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Not working. Me. No. Michu. Starden, burden, harden, bart. Oh, German always.
Thanks, mate.
I watch lots of them. But yeah, sorry, so depths, not sharks.
Yeah, and the same goes for holes. I remember I think where this has come from, right? I went on a school trip to somewhere in Derbyshire, I think it was. And they had this big cave system, right? And you go down this, like all these stairs and all this, you get to the bottom of the cave system. And then there's just this little tiny canal, probably about a couple of meters wide, with a rowboat on it. Yeah. And you get on this thing and this bloke starts paddling you down this canal, and the ceiling gets lower and lower until you're basically just huddled down in this cave underground, and he's still going. And then after about possibly a mile or so, you get to this flat platform area. Oh, you all get out, and then there's another pond, sort of like this is all underground in a cave. And they said they don't know how deep it goes down because the divers have gone down as deep as they could, and fixed lights and stuff, but they couldn't go any further because of the equipment they'd need. Right? And that terrified me enough. But then you go up and you look over and just seeing these lights dotted down in this water, slowly getting paler and paler, and it just fucking terrified me. Just thinking like anything could be down that fucking hole. Dinosaurs could, Hitler could still be down there. Anyone could be. It could be. It's just the stuff of nightmares. It might go on forever.
Oh, well, okay. I kind of get that. Like, I don't get it because of the water. You're just a pussy. But if it was just a hole, just like a massive fucking big deep hole, that would get me. Because heights is something that gets me.
But even sorry, just before we go on to heights, even the have you seen that Russian deep borehole that they did? It's basically the deepest man-made hole they've ever done. The deepest they've ever managed to drill, yeah. And it is a fucking insane distance, like massively long.
Okay.
And
the one in Russia?
Yeah. And it's only about that big. It's literally about that big.
Yeah.
Right. But even that, knowing that you couldn't fit anything in there, is terrifying because they've held microphones down it, and I swear to God, there's a video of it on YouTube. Swear to God, it just sounds like people screaming, which is really, really terrifying. I don't even believe in hell, and it still terrifies me that. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, heights.
Okay, yeah.
Before we go on to the heights, can I just? It's actually true. It is actually true. There is. It was in the 1960s, and it was a woman doing research to see if they could do something to do with teaching dolphins speech and stuff like that, and hypnosis and stuff. And
can you say blowjob?
She had sexual relations with a dolphin.
Oh, ja. Thank you, Jeeves.
He's so happy about himself, isn't he? Out of the dolphin rapist. Yeah.
It's not rape. That dolphin was super consensual.
How do you know?
Well, I think it was probably more a case of the dolphin trying to have its way with her. I assume they get, like, visible...
Well, it says here, and the reluctant sexual relationship she began with the animal in an effort to put him at his ease.
Yeah, that's what I said. Put him, yeah, took the distraction away.
I get moody loads, and no one's ever offered to give me a hand job, or threatened to give me a hand job. No one's ever.
Yeah, well, you know what you need to do then, don't you? You need to move in with. Well, I suppose if that was a human and a dolphin, you need to move in with some birds or something. Well, yeah, I mean, we're land-based, sea-based.
I don't like the sound of that. It's all beaks and talons, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're you're gold guy.
You could bagpipe a penguin.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they're quite fluffy, aren't they? Rusty trombone and emu.
An emu, yeah. Ostriches. they're a narky animal. Yeah, not a big fan of them.
No.
Oh, thanks, Jeeves.
Yeah, cheers,
I
Jeeves.
didn't nice. Right.
But it's nice having Jeeves back on the Google, isn't it? Yeah,
definitely. He's so quick at it. It's amazing.
So, yeah, heights. But you're both afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. No, well, it's not that I'm afraid. It's just I'm unnecessarily cautious when I'm up high. Like I'd never step on the top rung of a ladder if I had to. I'm not comfortable. I remember once I was working in a building that had 12 floors, and I went to the window on the 12th floor and looked out, and I did feel like I was overcome with quite a horrible vertigo, I suppose it is. I had to step back and lean up against the wall. I felt very uneasy. And I'm not a big fan of flying because I said about this the other week. It's just too fucking high up. But yeah, heights isn't something I'm particularly good with. Like I've never bungee jump, and I'd only jump out of a plane if I fucking had to. I mean, I'd sooner jump out of a plane than die in a plane crash.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I am absolutely petrified of heights.
How so? Like, can you go up a ladder?
I can go up a ladder. I can go up and down a ladder as long as I don't look down. If I look down, and I'm a mess.
What sort of height? Yeah. From what sort of height does the fear kick in?
About 3 stories up.
Okay, so you could be on the roof of your house, say, and look down, and you'd be all right.
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's more if there's nothing there on the edge to stop me, then you would never get me anywhere near that edge.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
when you see those people who like lean over a cliff to take a photo,
Yeah,
like,
no.
oh, what if you gave away? What are you doing?
You wouldn't even get a picture of me close to the edge.
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of that. I'm not afraid of heights, but I think that's more common sense on my part, that I wouldn't want to go near it because I know how clumsy I am.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of my major phobias are just ones that make sense. You know, like I don't want to fall off of something and die. So therefore, you know, you should be a bit cautious with heights, shouldn't you? But saying that, I'll climb a ladder. I'll probably climb scaffolding. Just want to know what I'm doing is safe. What I won't do, however, is you know those old school rides that have got like shitty old chains and swings, and they spin you around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the newer ones that have still got the same shitty old chains, but they
Right.
spin you around and then they raise 100 foot up in the air and spin you around a bit fucking faster?
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance. I'm never like, no, it's just not fucking happening. There's no way my fat ass is getting into one of those fucking piddly little chains. I would be that arsehole at the front of the Smiler ride who lost their legs. But
Yeah.
instead of losing my legs, I'd go splat and it would be like a whale getting blown up by TNT.
It had a stinking whale of a problem. What to do with one 45-foot, 8-ton whale dead on arrival on the beach near Florence. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half ton of it.
Yeah, but is it the fear of falling then, or is it the heights itself? Because if you were, say, if you were in somewhere where you knew it was rock solid, you knew the glass was like a foot thick, completely unbreakable, bulletproof glass, and you just had to lie down and look over down into a canyon or something like that.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that. No. I'm not. I can overrule like a fear. I'm not. As I say, there's a certain amount of common sense attached to things, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I've done. What do they call it? Is it called tombstoning when you jump into the sea off of like cliffs?
Yeah.
As long as I know the water's deep enough that I'm not going to get hurt, quite happy to do that.
Oh,
so I
I'll do
don't
that.
think it's. I don't think it's necessarily the fear of falling. But it must be. I'm just not particularly good.
I think if you look at the actual sort of definitions of phobias, it's an irrational fear, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
But a lot of what people class as their phobias aren't that irrational because they're more of a genetic thing. You know, we're predisposed, we're pre-programmed to not like the dark because back when we were animals, we couldn't see as well in the dark. That's when we used to get hunted. You know, so that's a natural fear. We pre-programmed to be scared of things like spiders, snakes, blah blah blah, because it's genetic memory from back when we were fucking animals. You know, it's the same way monkeys avoid poisonous spiders because. Sorry.
We weren't fucking animals, were we?
Andy was.
Well, you know, like in the sort of like hairy sort of Jeep sort of style state of things, you know, before we'd properly evolved.
Before we evolved, yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a marvelous friend.
Yeah, but a lot of fears, if you put them, if you think of yourself as a completely uneducated cave person or something like that, a lot of the fears make sense as to why they're there. You know?
But you're 100% right, because all of my main fears and phobias are pretty much those: snakes, spiders, heroin. I don't want to do any of them. And weirdly, ecstasy.
Really?
I can go into that. Yeah, because growing up, when I was about 13 or 14, a bunch of people died from taking ecstasy.
I think,
Okay,
I remember
I
that.
didn't even know what it was. Yeah, and it just got into my head that don't take ecstasy, you're going to die. And I think I was just at that really impressionable age where I heard it so much and the propaganda was so strong about it that, okay, well, I can't say I've never had it, but I mean, I am stupidly cautious. I've had it once, and the person I was with had taken it twice before I was even comfortable taking it once, just to make sure I wasn't going to die. Yeah. Yeah, so and acid, I like never that. I've got an unnatural fear to take. I never want to fucking touch it. Again, maybe it's because of all the propaganda that I've seen over the years that acid fucks you up, and all the people I've seen that are fucked up from taking acid. That I'm scared that I'd take it, jump off a building, or think everyone are zombies. So
I used to have an old one of my tutors in college used to have just random LSD flashbacks. From when he used to sort of be bang on it. It would be so funny. It'd just be in the middle of a lesson, and it'd just suddenly be like, sort of. He'd be like, "You all right?" And he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, sorry." Just proper fucking drift off.
Sorry,
you can see him.
The lights are melting. Oh yeah, what a nightmare. No,
I don't know. It's a way to spice things up, though, isn't it?
I suppose so.
No, I was just going to say, it sounds like there's two branches, but like of it. Yours is more of a vertigo thing, like where it's more of a sort of physical balance, don't feel safe sort of thing, whereas Jeeves is more of a phobia, like fucking absolutely fuck that, I'm not going anywhere near it because I know that it's dangerous sort of thing. Does that make sense?
No, fair enough. I mean, it doesn't feel like an unfair assessment. As I say, I'll go up high. I'll go up high.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable, but yeah, it's not like it's. I don't think I've got any particular phobias that I find like crippling. You know, like you with deep water, you're there, you drown.
Yeah,
that doesn't hugely bother me. I don't know, probably a pack of fucking dogs would probably put the shit up me. But again, these are like natural ones that are built into us, aren't they?
Yeah. But that doesn't stop them being scary. But it's just. Have you never heard it? That feeling of just where you're sick to your stomach and you can't breathe because you have to get away, that sort of thing from something.
What, like the fight or flight response?
Yeah, kind of beyond that though. Kind of the point where you just don't know what to do and you're just literally terrified to the core.
Not really,
I've had it in dreams.
I mean,
quite a lot.
I'm watching it. Just to clarify, I scream like a bitch every time I watch that new It film. I mean, I'm a total sucker for jumpy ass movies, and I remember when I was in the cinema, I was like, no, fuck no. But I'm not a big fan of clowns. I suppose that's definitely an irrational fear. But is it? How many clown murderers have there been over the years? Someone who has to paint the smile.
Yeah, but still, it's not a primal fear, though, is it? Unless there was,
I suppose,
freaky ass clown dinosaur things running around.
Probably were. So that's something. A branch, a type of dinosaur that looks like a lizard, and then all of a sudden turns around. So it's Pennywise's face.
But saying that, like, I've always thought this. How do we know? We find fossils, so we know what dinosaur shapes they are. How do we know what colours they were? For all we know, all dinosaurs could have had clown faces on them, and that's why we're terrified of clowns.
Well, could be. It very well could be. I heard the other day that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers back in the day.
They reckon, don't they?
Well, obviously, way back in the day. Yeah. So did you see that on Jeeves' screen?
Yeah. What was that?
Fucking like like a bat or something.
One of those. Is it crane fly or whatever it is?
Mother of God, it looks huge. Just as we're talking about dinosaurs as well. Oh, fucking hell. Jeeves has got one.
I'm going to loop that right now. In slow motion, everyone. I want to see that. That was massive. Or looked it.
So, shall we move on and address some of these comments?
Yeah, my favourite one of all the ones that I read on here was, now where was it? Hang on, I'm just loading it up. Charlotte Shepherd, one word, two words, tinfoil. Just that. Just tinfoil.
Tinfoil. Well, someone else has said about. No, hang on. There you go.
Clown dinosaur.
Right, sorry, who was that you just said? Made that
I
noise?
said Charlotte Shep-
Because I've got Tracy Shepherd on Facebook here saying, touching metal things, wet metal is the worst thing ever.
Oh, okay. And didn't Chris Littleton say something about sharp things?
Yeah, he said
That's on
edge isn't
the-
anything capable of slicing, from thick grass to kitchen knives. Don't seem to worry too much about swords, though.
I imagine that's because they've got decent handles. Well, I think all of them probably all link in together, don't they?
Yeah, I
because
was thinking
kind of
this.
get the tinfoil. Have you
Yeah.
had a not a paper cut, but a tinfoil cut? They fucking suck. In fact, I actually have one on the palm of my hand. I don't know. Can you see that?
I'm not looking.
Just there on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that? That's from tinfoil earlier. Why aren't you looking, you big puss? It's gone.
Well, I can't
It's
deal
gone.
with paper cuts and stuff like that. They make me feel physically sick. It's the only thing that makes me feel queasy.
Oh, really? Oh, in
Yeah.
that case, you wouldn't like this meme I read today.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't even want to hear about it. It's making me it's making my neck wobble.
No, I won't even. It's making me cringe a little bit, actually, thinking about
My spine's contracting.
it. Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so tinfoil, strange one.
it's quite a good one though, isn't it? I wonder if this is like
I mean-
sort of something to do with the metal side of it, because Zach obviously, I think we've talked about it previously. Zach hates coins to the point where
Yeah, but
it's almost a phobia. You what? Sorry.
Isn't that because of the germs?
Yeah, but I think it could be to do with the metal as well, because I don't know. A lot of people have things
He's
about.
quite happy to touch notes.
He doesn't like cutlery. So he doesn't like metal
I can eat pot
cutlery.
noodles.
No, he
Oh my
uses
God, so
it,
doesn't mean he
but
likes plastic cutlery.
I think he'd prefer plastic cutlery. Yeah, yeah, but he has to have a certain knife and fork. Apparently, it has to be a certain type.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so maybe that's
That's
all.
strange.
Maybe that's all in together. I mean, metal's never really bothered me, to be honest.
No,
I
me
kind of
neither.
like it.
I don't like. What I don't like is you know those old-fashioned cups that people would have when they went camping.
Yeah, yeah, the tin cups.
What? Oh, is it a tin cup? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of tin crockery. I don't like tin plates, tin bowls, tin cups. But that's more to do with the
Yeah.
cutlery than it is the use of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
could use a wooden spoon or whatever, plastic. I suppose is probably more realistic. On those than
what
I
sort
would
of
in like
fucking
metal.
cowboy ass dinners do you go to where they serve up like soup in a metal bowl with a wooden spoon?
Sorry, what do you mean? I don't understand. How do you eat your soup? Do you just pour it on the table and suck it up like a fucking dog?
No, I just have a nice
You have a metal
porcelain
bowl,
bowl.
wooden spoon, don't you?
It's porcelain with a normal metal. Oh, you fuck.
Oh, fancy pants you with your fucking porcelain, your fine bone china.
Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to
Oh,
rub
yeah.
it in. I didn't mean to rub it in.
That's right. I just eat out of mess tins all the time. I mean, it's just one thing. I cook it, eat it, job's good.
Fair enough.
But-
Yeah.
Same thing. It sets my fillings off a little bit. You know, the metal on metal. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I quite like. I like the smell of metal. And
That's a strange-
and incidentally, I like the smell of blood as well. I like that coppery sort of smell to it. But I think that's because I like the smell of metal. The smell of what? Petrol.
You like the smell of petrol? No, fair enough. I'm not anti that actually. It's not that I want to hoff it. Like, you know, one for the car, one for me.
Oh no.
But when I pull into the petrol station, I'm like, there you are. Yeah, it smells like dinosaur. Yeah. So
Right.
edges. What was that other one? He said touching metal things. Wet metal is the worst. Wet metal is the worst. Must be very difficult.
Wet metal
I
is
mean,
the worst thing ever. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Washing up, although she does say I can tolerate cutlery. But I mean, taps are notoriously wet and they're kind of made of metal most of the time, aren't they?
Yeah. Her car, door handles. Oh my God!
I mean,
How do you get about that?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty difficult, wouldn't it? But I do, so I know that Charlotte, and I'm going to get her a gift and wrap it in foil just for fun. I'll send it over to her.
I can only imagine these people walk around wearing oven gloves constantly, just so they don't have to touch anything.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, or just normal gloves, actually. I don't know why I picked oven gloves.
Sorry, I'm scrolling through the comments looking for good ones, and I've just seen one that I relate to, and it's irrational, and it genuinely does give me the EBGBs.
Yeah.
Dolls. China-headed dolls. Tracy. It's always Tracy, isn't it? I should have known because it's a massive comment. Yeah, I am not a big fan of China-headed dolls and ventriloquist puppies. Puppets. Yeah, I hate them ventriloquist puppies. Mate. It's that whiskey coffee and the strongbow I'm having. Yeah, that actually. Yeah, I get the EBGBs about them. I couldn't stay in a room, for instance, that was filled with porcelain-headed dolls.
I think I'd be uncomfortable.
No.
It's not a phobia, though. 1 second. Right,
yeah, dolls.
So, dolls, yeah. I don't think... You can do, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, dolls. I was off school as a kid and watched Anthony Hopkins in The Ventriloquist. I still don't know if it was Hopkins or the doll murdering everybody. What a psychological head... It says head fuck, but she spelt it in elite. That film scared the crap out of me. I've never recovered. I'm still terrified about dolls coming alive. It was a kind of morphed to include clowns and carnivals, to the point where I hooked a clown in front. What? I right hooked it. Sorry, grab on my screen. I right hooked a clown in front of over 300 kids. His fault. And then there's the trailer for the film. I mean, legend. She punched a clown. Fuck it, that's great.
I mean, yeah, it's 300 kids that have now got a phobia of Tracy, but
yeah, yeah, totally. They love clowns, but they hate that woman. What did you do at school today, kids? This author came in and she hit Bobo in the face. That's great. Yeah, I like that.
So that's I think it's something like coulrophobia, isn't it? Which is a fear of, in extreme cases, it would be clowns, painted faces, dolls, anything like that sort of thing, all mashed into one. It sort of is the broad umbrella of it. And then they're all just little offshoots.
Yeah, well, I can relate. Yeah, I feel very uneasy around clowns, and I don't like dolls. Particularly the Victorian China-headed dolls. You know, the ones that look like they're going to steal your soul while you sleep.
Yeah. Now, you see, none of that really bothers me. But on the subject of dolls, I think, the most famous doll at the moment has got to be Annabelle, hasn't it? Like from the films and everything like that. Based on a true story, which I'd read all about them before. I can't remember the family's name now, but I'd read all about them before, and I'd read articles on this. And I love the fact that they, like, of all the dolls and all the horror dolls and everything like that you see in films and stuff like that, by far, I think the scariest doll ever is the actual real Annabelle doll. Yeah, just because. Oh, really? Yeah, just because it looks so innocent and it's so unscary. And, they've had to ramp up the scariness of all these dolls for the horror films. But the actual doll that the story of Annabelle was on was, I can't remember what they're called. They're like Raggedy Ann dolls or something like that. Like real
Raggedy Ann dolls disappear.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what.
That notebook I have.
We'll flash a picture up now. There we go.
Bink. Yeah, you know that little notebook I had that I nicked off my little girl and put a load of notes in? I have the history of the Annabelle doll written down in that, but I can't find it. It's I think she's had it off me.
Yeah, but that's
Taking
that's
it
the
back.
only reason I think that's really disturbing is just because of how innocent it looks, and it would be all the more terrifying from something more innocent, I think. But
Yeah.
as far as clowns go,
What about?
I don't. They annoy me, but I don't. They don't make me uncomfortable or anything.
It's just it fucked me up when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I don't like. It's I can trace it back. I was fine until I saw that film, and now I'll just take a wide berth. I mean, I'm not gonna like fucking freeze and shit my pants, but I'm very aware if there's a clown there, I'm like, oh, stay away from that.
Would you punch one in front of 300 people, children?
Well, I mean, I don't know. If one jumped out on me, maybe. I mean, that's where I'd be able to test my fight or flight. If a fucking clown just jumped out of a bin, you know that craze that was going around with the killer clown thing, where all the youths were just standing on street corners chasing after people in the middle of the dressed up as clowns. I was really hoping someone would crash the car into one of those kids just so that shit would stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty extreme way of doing it.
Harsh, but yeah, it would get the point across. But I'm assuming this clown jumped out on Tracy though for her to punch it. I'm assuming that's the case. It wasn't just a case she was out clown bashing for the afternoon.
Just came up to her and said, "Hi."
She's like, "There's one."
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Prick.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to find out if I would or wouldn't. I mean, it's good to put yourself to it. I like to think I'd punch him in the face, but in reality, I'd probably go, fuck, and run away.
So if anyone lives near Sam and owns a clown costume and wants to make the ultimate sacrifice, yeah, please do. And we'll find out later.
See a grown man crap his pants. Yeah, but all of that above. Hey, Jeeves, how do you feel about clowns and dolls?
The old-fashioned dolls, I don't like them.
Yeah.
I would feel uneasy being in a room full of them. But other than that, not really. Clowns don't scare me at all.
No.
How about ventriloquist dummies?
Weird.
No.
I'd have to say, I think I probably would start getting uneasy if I was in a room full of ventriloquist dummies, just because I know all of their eyes can move, and I'd start tripping myself out like, did that move or no? And I'd start like watching, and that would freak me out.
Well, I was a big fan of Goosebump books way back when, you know, R.L. Stein's Goosebump series. I read at a young age, and there's Night of the Living Dummy, which has got Slappy in it, who's a ventriloquist doll. Picture of him now. I mean, he's been captured in the movies. They use him as like the main protagonist, main bad guy, really, don't they? I don't know if you watched the new ones with Jack Black in it, but he's always in there. And it's that whole when they're just sat there and you're not expecting it. It's just that creepy. But they do. That's what would shit me up. But like you, Mushi, if there was a bunch of ventriloquist dolls just sat over there, I'd be like, that motherfucker's eyes just moved. I swear his eyes just moved.
Yeah.
Was he always holding a kitchen knife? Yeah.
To the same extent, actually, I think I'd be uncomfortable in a room full of paintings, like portraits. I don't think I'd like that for the same reason.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. The ones where the eyes clearly kind of follow you around the room.
Yeah, like it's an artistic trick, isn't it? That a lot of the portrait artists used to have, that they'd paint it so the eyes constantly look like they were following you, and that does freak me out a bit.
Yeah, I've only got one portrait in my place, and it's of Sirius Black, and luckily his eyes are dark and you can't fucking see him. So that doesn't bother me at all.
I'm not that cold.
You're looking around for portraits.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Painting. I can. It's just here. What's his painting up in your to your left shoulder?
That's a mirror.
Oh, so sometimes it's got a portrait in it then.
Yeah, and that always follows me as well.
Yeah, it's always looking back at me. It is.
Right. Well, can I go off on one then?
Go for it.
This is based off a comment from, I think it's Mama G.
Mama G. Okay.
Yeah, who's simply put people. So, people, right? And admittedly, there's a smiley face after it, so we'll take it with a pinch of salt. Like, she's not going to go out and murder everyone, hopefully. But this I can kind of get behind, because for a long, long time I thought I was afraid of heights, afraid of flying. Sorry, right. But recently, I've come to learn it's not the flying that I'm afraid of; it's the people, right? And I'm starting to realise more and more that I don't like people, and it's starting to be a bit of a case of I hate people. Like, I'm a firm believer that a human on its own is quite an intelligent creature, but you get a group of them and they become the stupidest fucking thing in the universe.
Fair enough.
Especially when you throw alcohol into the mix.
Especially, yeah. Yeah, but even then, you don't need alcohol. But I always thought I was afraid of flying because, you know, I was always terrified. But it's not the flying part that scares me. It's the people that are rammed into that tiny space. They're all strangers. They could all be fucking idiots for all they know. For all I know. And the first sign of an emergency, they'll all panic and they'll all shit themselves. They won't do what they're told to do. You know, it's just aggravating. And I realised this when I started getting on the ferries as well. And the same thing happening when it was really busy and packed on the ferries. I'd do exactly the same thing. And I'd start eyeing up targets. And I'd be like, that old lady over there, look, with the heavy shopping bags. Like, I could knock her out so she wouldn't be an issue. I can put her down the list of priorities. It's like that, you know, that kid, I could just push him over his bike. That's fine. Yeah, but I have to start making plans of like my exit strategy just based on the fact that people are idiots. So I can kind of relate to this comment quite considerably, actually.
I really get what you're saying. But people as a rule, particularly with the panic thing, that panicking people is infuriating. They just become so irrational so quickly, don't they? Yeah. And genuinely, it doesn't make the situation any better.
No, not at all.
So I can relate to that. But I'm not going to say I'm scared of people. Although, you know, saying that,
it does. The thing is, when you actually say it, when you say the word, "I'm not scared of people," it actually sounds a bit silly. Because I think you should be scared. Like, people are scary. You don't know who's who, do you?
And I said it, and as soon as I said it, I was just like, actually, I mean, if 10 people came at me with pitchforks and torches, I'd be pretty fucking scared.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people are apparently quite, actually, aren't they?
I suppose you couldn't say people. You'd have to say people plus environment. For instance, you know, you'd quite happily stand next to another bloke at a train station while you're waiting for a train. But if it was in a dark alley and it's pissing down with rain, you wouldn't just go up and stand next to someone. You know, people versus environment is important, I think.
Yeah, you are right. People are way less scary in a beautiful sunny meadow.
Like me, I could be in a room with 40 people and I'd be fine. Put me in a plane with those 40 people, I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. I get what you're saying about you keep coming back to a plane. I find that less scary because I know for a fact there's always an air marshal with a gun hidden away somewhere who will just start fucking shooting, just taking names.
Not on every flight, is there?
Yeah, every flight has an air marshal. I mean, probably not on the real cheap one. Okay, definitely the flights that go in and out of America.
Right, yeah.
But I can't say Europe and stuff like that. They probably don't. But I know. So I came back from America a while back now, and there was this drunk person next to me, and like obviously airport security is so fucking tight these days. Since 9/11, it's out of this world. And this guy had got on the plane. He was definitely steaming. He was on his fucking phone as well. It always pisses me off. He was taking phone calls, and the announcement had gone out being, please turn off your fucking phones, rah, 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 rah. And he's still fucking on the phone, and he's looking for his boarding pass. He couldn't find his boarding pass, even though he boarded, so he definitely had it to get onto the fucking plane. But he was drunk, he couldn't have it, he was making a phone call, he ends up putting his phone down, the woman comes around and checks his thing, and he couldn't find it, and he just blurts out as loud as he fucking can. He's right next to me as well. There's like the aisle, and then it's him. And he's like, fucking hell, whoa. And this air stewardess, like a 5 foot lovely young lady comes over, and like, obviously I'm looking over like, what the fuck is happening here? This doesn't happen on planes. People behave on planes. You keep it down, you hushed whispers, hope there's no fucking children around. And this guy, he's yammering really loudly on his fucking phone. He's swearing down the place. And she is literally like, sir, you need to get off of my plane right now. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And she literally, and this is all he's done, is he's sworn he hasn't fucking put his phone down. And yeah, he sworn, and they kicked him off this flight. And the lady came back and she's like, oh, I'm never so sorry about that. She's like, I will not have people like that flying on my plane. And I'm like, damn, sister. I was like, what are you doing?
This is why air hostesses get laid so much.
Yeah, I mean, she was one fierce woman. Absolutely brilliant. She was lovely as well. It was fucking red eye, so it's shit. You know, you don't get plied with booze on a red eye because everybody sleeps. Apart from me, apparently. But yeah, so I don't fear people on planes because of that particular event. I mean, I know, you know, there's still crazy shits out there. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, within like 2 minutes of the plane, he'd been escorted off, and she's like, he probably won't be flying with our airline ever again. I was like, damn, you do that, you get blacklisted and you can't fly. Imagine that.
Go, girl.
I had a couple of beers. I was on my phone, and then I said, "Fuck." But yeah. So I don't know, people's a funny one. It's not an unnatural phobia though, because we're drawn to people, aren't we?
Well, surely it is an unnatural phobia then, if it's a genuine phobia.
Yes, you are right. It's not a natural phobia, is what I was meant to say there. Sorry. Yeah.
How about
it's
you,
not
Dave? Any input?
I can't really get my head around it, having a phobia of people. Being around people or that, I would fear more being alone.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly more reasonable, I guess, because like you said, Sam, it's we're sociable creatures at heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'd love to try it though.
The thought of being alone really, I cannot describe how much it doesn't bother me. I really enjoyed Lockdown.
TV show? Have you watched Alone?
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to try that TV show. I mean, the survival aspect of it would probably be a little bit taxing, but I would genuinely like to see how long I could function on my own before I started going crazy, because everybody who goes into that assumes that they can do a solid 3 months. And within usually a week, half of the people just go because they're so lonely. Yeah. I mean, when's the last time you went without having any contact without anybody?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
no texting, no work colleagues.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that. I think I would like it more if it was like a more civilized sort of being a hermit.
Yeah, like you've got the internet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching a cat video. Oh, well done, mate.
Oh, look, you got it. Oh, you're going to eat it now?
That's going in the pot for later.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I mean, if I could be alone if I had the internet, probably like for quite a long time. But then are you really alone? I mean, we're never really alone now, are we? Like, I'm on my own, but we're sat here chatting.
No, I think my dream has always been like to retire somewhere in some tiny little cabin, fucking miles out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes,
I mean,
mate.
I'd like a dog. To be fair, I'd like a dog.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd quite happily exist there. Maybe see a human once a month when you go into town to do a supply run or something.
Yeah, I like that. I'm so on board with that. That's
that really appeals to me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of like romantic idea about the, you know, what's the movie called, or the book called? The Shining. So he goes to the Overlook Hotel and they look after it in the winter and they're on their own, and obviously he goes crazy and kills his family. Yeah. Spoiler alert. I love the idea of doing a winter somewhere where you get snowed in.
Yeah.
The idea of having a cabin where 6 foot of fucking snow falls, and there's an element of you could die if you don't have your fire lit the whole time. And like, do you have enough supplies? And there's really no chance of going out. There's something I would love to try that, but again, I want the fucking internet. I want to keep up with podcasts and like.
Well, this is it.
Netflix.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sort of sitting here like, I'm quite happy on my own as long as I've got my PlayStation 4, as long as I've got my TV, my computer, my phone, everything like that. Yeah. But like you say, does that really count? Probably not.
I'm not convinced it does count.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it does. But I mean, we've come off the topic quite a lot. Of people to being actually alone. But I mean, if you've got a phobia of people, then surely you'd want to be on your own. But I mean, genuinely, I'd love to know how long I could like since the first time I saw that show Alone, I've been genuinely intrigued as to how long I could stay on my own without any contact with humans. But it's not fit. I've got kids. I mean, I like seeing them. They'd probably forget me if they didn't see me for a couple of days. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about the matter. I'd do it if it came up. I haven't applied for it, but I might do. I mean,
have you got something in your room now?
Yeah, a fly just flew past me, actually. It's like Jeeves had just put it through the fucking TV. It's like the Ring, just pulling flies out.
So what he did is just stuffed it in his disk drive of his PC.
His Mac doesn't have a disk drive.
That would be impossible then. Anyway, should we move on to another comment?
Yeah, I've got quite a good one here.
Go on then.
Ray Payne. I don't really have any, but a boss of mine has a phobia of sticky labels and sellotape. That is irrational.
Yeah. Why?
Sticky labels.
I've just got images of his boss being like this ridiculously hairy man. Just like literally fur on every inch of his body. And every time he brushes past a Post-it note, he just goes, doink! Oh, fuck. Because there would be nothing worse than constantly having that pain every time you touch something sticky. Could you imagine? Christmas time? Fuck that. Everything's in bags. No one's getting sellotape presents. That'd be fucking terrible.
Or foil. Just wrap it all in tinfoil. Old scrunch, done.
Well, you can do,
yeah. She wouldn't like that very much. That'd be re-gifted.
That is a weird one, though, isn't it? Like, I wonder if it's anything sticky. I mean, there's certain sticky things I won't touch for love nor money, but sellotape and sticky notes and stuff like that, no.
I quite like sticky labels. I mean, I'm definitely not scared of them. I mean, all sorts. I like Post-it notes. I like the little, you get a sheet of white ones. You just peel off and write stuff on.
The best ones are like when you're at school or something and you found the sheet of all the different shapes with different colours. Like you'd have like orange, blues, reds, and then you'd have circles, squares, star ones, just the tiny little ones. Big long sheets, and they'd all be in rows. And you'd be like, what the fuck?
I know the ones you're about.
Yeah, you'd be like, the possibilities are endless. I could give someone a star, or you're a fucking square. Go on, do one. Fucking, so good.
Off with you.
Yeah, but that's certainly no phobia of mine. Certainly not. It's never even occurred to me to be afraid of that.
No. I want to know where that comes from. How the fuck do you get scared of? Like, I assume that my boss has a phobia. It doesn't say if it's a boy or a girl, but I assume that they've got an older brother who's sellotaped them to a wall. I mean, that's the only, and left them there. Like the mum just gone to work and had 9 hours, needed a piss, and probably wet themselves.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's all right. It's probably the Roro, mate. Everyone's got it, haven't they?
Yeah, it's all the rage nowadays.
Only for young people.
My brother once gave me a tape, like an old tape cassette for my birthday, and he wrapped it with 2 rolls of sellotape, no wrapping paper, just literally just did
That's
one.
What me and my brother do. Oh my
God. That way, and one that way, and it took me for fucking ever to get into it. It wasn't even that good a tape either, I don't think.
I was going to say, what was on the tape? Was it like Aqua, Barbie Girl or something?
No, I think it was an Iron Maiden album.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I remember someone doing it, a friend of mine doing it to someone else, where he done it with duct tape, but he done
I did.
a wooden box, then duct taped the box with like 3 or 4 rolls, and then put interlinking zip ties around it as well. So it took him a good like 2 hours to get into that box. But he then once he got all the tape off and that lot, it was a wooden box that had been drilled, so it's screws all in
Right.
it. But different screws all the way around it.
I hope there was something fucking good inside that.
I
If it
can't
was
remember.
crap,
I can't remember anymore.
it was just a receipt. That would be shocking, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't.
Rolly.
Yeah, I've got. I really like this one. I'm assuming Rambo's joining at some point.
Yeah, I can see it says he's connecting. Carry on. Which one do you like?
Stephanie Britton, Boys.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. In fact, that's on my screen at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a little bit vague, wasn't it? And then she goes into actual details.
Oh yeah, here we are. Creepy little floaty fuckers. Awesome quote. I think there's a certain amount of childhood trauma. So whilst on holiday age 7, we had a pedalo in a bay, and there was a boy just under the water. My big brother told me it was a sea mine from World War II. Legend. I'm pretty sure my brother tried the same thing on me as well.
I reckon most people's phobias come from big brothers, don't they?
Quite possibly, yeah. Then pushed me off the pedalo. So despite the fact that A, I intellectually acknowledge they're just floaty things chained to the seabed, and B, I work in close proximity to them on a daily basis, they still give me the chilly willies. Amazing.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Right.
That's so good. I mean, that is sort of that has to underline the sort of power that childhood trauma actually carries with it. In the fact that she knows, like, I'm assuming she works in a nautical environment from what she said there. She knows they're just there for safety reasons, if nothing else, and they still terrify her because of something that she knows isn't true. How mental is that?
It's absolutely amazing.
And I'm not calling you mental there. Sorry, I'm saying that it's like a crazy thing. But,
yeah, the situation.
Yeah. I love that. Yes, he is, and I've not got any video from him either.
No. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. He'll join when he joins, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the worst thing is that comes from a holiday. So I imagine I can remember pretty much everything from about when I was 6-ish. Before that, it's all a little bit hazy. I got a few flashbacks, but 6 onwards, fairly clear. I can remember what was going on.
Yeah.
So, like, the poor girl, aged 7 on a holiday, should be a real positive memory, and all it's done is just given her an irrational fear of boys. Or, if we've got any American viewers, buoys.
Please stop calling them buoys.
I
There he
hate
is.
it.
Where the fuck is he? He's outside. Hello, mate.
Oh, look at that.
All right, lads.
Yeah.
Hello, Rambo. What are you doing? Are you filming like filming a rap video or something?
Yeah, got it.
Got like cameras on your shoes?
That was pretty good, actually. It's a good angle, mate. It's a good angle.
Yeah. Shocking connection, but still. It was, yeah.
Is it bad?
It's not brilliant, but it's nice to see your face anyway.
Yeah, it's like watching an 80s music video. Do 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 do.
So
while we have you,
go
on. Give us a quick irrational fear that you've got.
Didn't we do this week?
No,
No,
we
it
did
was
stuff
hate.
we didn't like.
An irrational fear.
Okay, would you like to hear ours to give you a second to think about it?
Space.
You do, don't you?
Space. Yes, you've said that. Actually, again, I'm on board with that.
Wow. I mean, fuck, man. It's all around us. It's all around us, though. There's no escaping it.
Yeah, but he's never going in it.
Oh, we're all going in it sooner or later, in what shape or whatever. Who knows? But
Remember's like, I fucking ain't.
we're all going to end up in space. Yeah.
What's yours, Dan?
Well, mine. I feel like a proper wrong'un. I said depths, mate. I said depths. You know, like really deep water that you can't see the bottom of, really dark holes, deep holes, that sort of thing. Don't like that.
Yeah, mine's heights. Jesus, heights.
Mine's are heights, spiders, and snakes. I can't stand any of them.
Me, yeah, same as Jeeves. We're the same person. Said I'm tall and you're handsome.
See, I like snakes. Snakes are cool. No, snakes are
I
alright.
had a crush on someone, and after school, I went around her house.
She got bitten by a snake.
Literally, from floor to ceiling, was just tanks of snakes. I literally turned around, walked off, never spoke to her again.
Fair enough.
Why didn't you just carry on speaking to her and just not go around her house?
No.
Nah, fuck that.
Wow.
Oh. Nah, I don't trust them. They ain't got legs. Don't know what they're going to do. Can't read them. I understand what a dog's going to do. I understand what a cat's going to do.
Why?
So what a rat's
by looking
gonna
at
do
their
for that.
legs?
But the whole body language. Snakes just look like they're going to fuck you up from the get-go.
No, they don't. They rear up if they're about to bite you. Or they coil back.
They're coils. Everything about them. They're just fucking... Nah, just don't fucking like them, mate. They're designed for you. You're meant to be scared of them.
Okay,
You're meant to.
I quite like them. I think they're awesome to look at. I wouldn't say they're cute, but I think they're really cool to look at.
Scared of holes in the ground. I mean, you know.
I mean, spiders.
Big
I
weirdo.
don't like spiders. No, I'm not a spider
Or
person
moths.
at all.
No, you see, neither
Now,
am
the
I.
moth-
But when I go to a zoo, if I go to a zoo, I'm more than happy to look at them when there's a sheet of glass in front of me. That's the same with snakes as well.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate that the colourings are fantastic and they make incredible boots.
Yeah.
But as for having them as pets, fuck, right off.
I'd have a snake as a pet. I just want to address that comment that Zach made about the moths there. That phobia comes from being attacked by an enormous moth the size of an eagle. You should have seen that. No, seriously, it had fucking teeth on it. I could see it red eyes, smoke coming out of its nose as it swooped in for the kill. It sounded like a fucking Messerschmitt, and it just whooped right in and fucking hit me square on in the face, proper like. And it was like more like a butterfly, but it wasn't. It's a pikey butterfly. Fucking awful, that thing. And from then on, I've never liked moths.
So, hang on, are you scared of being attacked by Mothra again, or is it just you just don't like them?
No, just all of them. Because now I know that they're all tiny little versions of that fucking demon.
Do you know, but it's weird because people being scared of moths isn't uncommon. I've met a lot of pussies in my life who are genuinely shit scared of the furry little brown butterflies that come into your house at night because they're lovely. If you hold them, they've got a furry body, they've got these little antennas, they're quite friendly. And if you lob them really hard at a wall, you can knock the fuckers out. And they'll be knocked out for a solid 5 minutes. And then they'll be like, ugh, what the fuck happened there? And they'll see your light and go back to the light, bouncing around on that. But yeah, I'm not scared of moths at all. If anything, they're just I've got this story about a moth once. Okay, right. So I lived in rented accommodation. I was living with like 5 or 6 of my friends, and I had this BB gun. It was the sort that you got from America, so it held like 500 BBs, but it was designed for children. It was an underlever Winchester style rifle. Okay, but it was built for 10-year-olds, and I'm 6'5", so I could use it like a pistol. I mean, the butt of it came up to here on my arm, so I would just hold my hand out and just shoot it like that. And this massive great moth landed on my lampshade, and it was one of those V-shaped ones, so I could see the silhouette of it on there. And I had this BB gun by the side of my chair, and I literally pulled it up. This is like the best shot of my life about anything. I just pulled it up, and I shotted it through the lampshade, because when you're fucking 19, you're a dick, aren't you? You don't care about security deposits. Shotted it through the lampshade, and I cut the motherfucker in half. It was just amazing. I was well happy with myself. I was like, boys, look what I've fucking done. And they're like, did you just shoot your fucking light with a BB gun? I was like, well, I'll shoot them off. But yeah, I did. And look, it's in 2 pieces, like I've wanted. But yeah, that's my exciting story about moths.
Yeah, well, obviously you've never been attacked by one, but
neither have you. It's a moth. What's it going to do? Come and stroke you? It's like a bit of velvet flying in the sky.
Zach, you witnessed it, didn't you?
You
were there,
seen
weren't
you
you?
attacked by moths.
Yeah, I can't say I witnessed your story.
But you were there when it attacked me.
Yeah, when Rambo was there, it was a beautiful summer's day, and this blue, red, and yellow beautiful butterfly came fluttering along and landed on your shoulder.
The only thing I agree with you, Andy, it was big. Yeah.
Did it pull a knife out on him?
I didn't see that bit. I can't say. I saw him off flying to the office, probably a metre away from Andy.
Was it a butterfly?
I only say the 5-year-old girl in him come out at that point, and he screamed like a bitch.
It was fucking huge. It was like a hippo with wings.
Oh God! Except furry. They're well cute. I'm going to put some pictures of moths up now. They've got cute little faces. I mean, you know, they're just dirty butterflies, aren't they?
They're pikey butterflies, yeah.
Yeah. They're night butterflies.
Let's move on. Let's move on from fucking moths, shall we? I don't know how we got onto that anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe you wouldn't share that at the start, that you needed Rambo to come in. Cheers. Thanks, dude.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers, Zach. Thanks. Have you got one?
I got a good one. It's another one-word one.
Go on.
Fleur L.R. Brewer says lightning. Just lightning, which any history buffs will know it was Genghis Khan's big fear. And the Mongols, Mongols, is that right? The
Mongols, yeah.
Yeah, the Mongols in general, not big fans of lightning.
No. I'm kind of behind that. I think it's more thunder for me. I don't like the loud noise.
Loud noises are more...
I've actually nearly been hit by lightning before. And I say nearly, it was probably about 10 feet away from me. It hit the mast of the boat next to the one that I was on. And it's fucking terrifying, and it's incredibly warm. I just remember it being
it's very loud.
So fucking hot. So hot. Yeah, and it certainly filled my pants that evening. But yeah, I don't think I'd be afraid of lightning.
I'm not. I love it.
Now I know Fleur, and I know what she does for a living, and she spends a lot of time on boats. And I'd imagine in open water as well. So I'd imagine some of the storms she gets involved in are probably pretty shit time for her if she doesn't like the lightning.
I should hope if she spends a lot of time on boats that it is in open water and not just dry docked.
I meant like not rivers or anything like that, like sea.
Oh, okay. Because for a minute I thought she had the job of scraping barnacles off the bottom of boats.
she glues the upholstery into the inside of the boats when they're being made. No.
Well, I mean, it is a job, isn't it?
She is a seafaring person.
Oh, that's too nautical. We appeal to the sailors of the world, apparently.
We live on an island; they're everywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm personally not scared of lightning. I love it. I think it's fascinating. As soon as the lightning comes, I turn my lights off, pull my blinds up, and I try and watch the flashes.
We normally try and watch it at work, don't we, guys?
Yeah.
You know, we can get some good storms there. Yeah, I don't think the lightning. I don't like the thunder too much, but it doesn't scare me. I just find it uncomfortable.
No. Well, do you know how to tell how far away it is? The 5 second thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds per mile, isn't it?
Is it?
So you see the flash, and then count, and for every 5 seconds, it's roughly a mile away.
What, the lightning struck?
Yes. So if it flashes and it goes up.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, not particularly worried. In fact, I do it every time I see lightning. I just start counting. What's he up to?
I don't know.
Is he
You probably should-
recreating Porky's? He's just there, like, staring through the showers.
So you probably shouldn't be looking through that window. Ooh. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just looking. Are we going to address Victoria Smith and her baked beans?
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, yeah, baked beans. We covered baked beans with her last week.
Yeah, is that a phobia or a hatred?
Oh, no, it's a phobia. She fucking hates them. Absolutely fucking hates them.
Now, there's a guy that's somewhere in London or somewhere that's dedicated his life to baked beans, isn't there? He's to the fact where he's got beans tattooed all over his body. He collects bean memorabilia. He only ever eats baked beans and all that. I'd imagine she would hate him.
I hate him. I don't even know who he is. But what a fucking idiot. Can you imagine that? What do you go to a tattoo parlour? It's like, well, you see all this, like all my skin. I want to look like I've been pebble dashed with a can of beans, please. What a twat. That's a shit fucking hobby.
It's a pretty shit phobia as well. Any thoughts on beans? I know Zach likes the odd bean.
I like beans.
Jeeves, what about you?
I like beans.
You're probably allergic to them. Fucking allergic
I'm
to
allergic
everything
to
else.
chocolate. I'm allergic to chocolate.
Fucking homos. Lots of you. Yeah, no. It's a ridiculous fear. But I suppose it is, a phobia, isn't it? So it's not anything, you're
Yeah.
meant to like. But fucking beans. I mean,
Do you know another big
Becoming a
phobia of mine?
What's that?
Parasites.
Ooh, good one. Yeah.
Fucking hate parasites. The thought of it just freaks me out. And if I ever had a parasite, I don't know how I'd cope, like mentally.
It's not like going to get nits, is it?
No, but he can get crabs. I've heard he's got a full bush down there. That's what the graffiti says.
He
anyway.
hasn't. He hasn't.
No? Well, in that case, who's bush shoe? No?
Can we not just? Can we not do this? Can this not happen? Yeah, no. Parasites, things like worms, like no, ticks. Oh my god, ticks are the most gruesome little things in the world. Whoever invented ticks needs a fucking donkey kicking.
Donkey King. Do you know what? I had, we don't have them in this country, but as a kid, I lived in Arkansas in America. Suey! That's for my redneck brethren. That's what they shout. It's the chant for the local football team. Go Sports. They got these things called chiggers. 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 And they're a little mite that gets they burrow into your skin and you get a little red welt and then they move on and then they move on and you end up, you'll get one and you won't notice it. It'll just be like, oh, I've just been bitten by a mosquito or something like that. And then you wake up in the morning and you'll have like 30 fucking red blotches all over you. And you get them from walking around in the grass without shoes on, which is one of the reasons I never walk around without fucking shoes on. And the only way to get rid of them is to suffocate them. So you've got to put nail varnish over each of the red welts. The nail varnish only has to stay on for like 10 minutes, but in reality, you leave it on for like a solid day. And yeah, I got these, and this lad that we were living with another family, like old family friends, he got them. He got one on his knob, didn't he? They burrowed in on his fucking knob. He had to varnish up his knob to get rid of them. But yeah,
No,
I was not impressed.
I don't like any of that shit.
Impressed.
What about the one that lives in your intestines or something like that?
What, a tapeworm?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see. I'm a bit torn about tapeworm because if you eat them, you lose a load of weight. I mean, it feels like a really good diet strategy. And all you have to do is eat a cigarette and you shit it out.
You what?
No one knows that. If you eat a whole cigarette, not the filter.
Yeah.
You're not savage. The nicotine will kill a tapeworm, and then you'll just shit it out. It'll poison it.
Really?
Yeah. Jeeves, Google.
He's on it. He's on it.
We'll find that one.
Botfly as well. Those awful botfly lava videos. Blech. No, fuck that. Thank you. No, thank you. I'm out. Goodbye. Good night. No.
Yeah, I don't want one, but I do enjoy a botfly video. They're pretty spectacular. The one that I really hate is the worm that you sort of get. I think it goes in your veins. I've seen tribes, they get it. And what you got to do is you got to sort of hook it onto something and then you twist it and then you wait and then it will constrict and you won't be able to pull it out anymore and you can't break it because it's a worm. So if you break it, it'll just becomes two. You got to wait for it to relax and then you wind it on a little bit more and you see, and they come off with these coils of these worms that are just like in people's legs and arms and stuff. It's a hard no for me on that one.
Fuck no. That's definitely going in my phobia box, that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but no, I'm with you. Parasites is pretty fucking grim. Yeah. Rambo, you got anything for me? What about you?
Right.
You still haven't given us a phobia.
You said space.
Oh, shit, you did. Sorry.
I hate small spaces.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, quite a common one, I'd imagine, as well. I mean, I'm not a big fan of small spaces. I wouldn't say it was a phobia of mine. You know, what sort of size space does it start setting in, Zach?
Like coffin, it has to be close to my face. Coffin, sort of. If I was in a coffin, I'd probably kill myself.
Oh, that's what Jay said.
Yeah.
Jay, he commented on it. He said coffins. Yeah, I've never been in a coffin, so I don't know.
They're quite comfortable.
You haven't lived, my friend.
Yeah. They are quite comfy.
The problem is, I am living.
Yeah. It's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's a sensible claustrophobia. So I'm assuming buried alive, all that sort of shit you wouldn't like. That what do they call it? Pie hole caving? Or is it no, that's a sex move, isn't it? I don't know. But the
that's definitely a sex move.
I've never heard of it, but it definitely sounds like something I want to do. It's got the word pie in it. How does that work?
Well, a pie hole's a mouth, isn't it? No, I don't know what it is. I know, but I know it. You know when these people go in the tiny little caves and they've got to sort of wriggle through like that and all that sort of shit. Like, I don't think I'd want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a phobia because I've never done it. I've never experienced it. But just the common sense in me is like, fuck off. Am I crawling through a hole in the ground? It's just not happening.
No.
It's
not. No. Yeah, claustrophobia. I'd imagine quite a few people are claustrophobic. I mean, it would be awful if you were that sort of claustrophobia where, like for elevators and stuff like that, you couldn't go in lifts and all that bullshit. Some people even get it in rooms, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't like going in lifts either.
Do you know?
I'll go in a lift on my own, but I don't like going in lifts with more than, me, really.
Oh, but then Zach's all army anyway, and he's probably like, I'll just take the stairs. It's like 70 floors, Zach. Nah, fuck it, I'll see you out there.
Yeah, I could do a workout, got to give a leg day in. The British Gas building I used to work in town, it's not there anymore. They had lifts, and I think I was working on like the 6th or 8th floor. And the lifts were terrible. People used to crowd in there, and you'd always get one arsehole who would jump, and then the lift would stop. I think it would fall, but it would only fall like a matter of millimeters. And that feeling, that shit me up so much that I just stopped using the lifts. I was like, I'd get a lift if it was free and it was own, but otherwise I'd just walk up the 6 flights of stairs and swell it out. But I never got a lift down. It was because you can run downstairs super quick, can't you? I'm not a fan. But again, that's people. That's not lifts.
No,
that's people being dickhead.
Yeah. See, you're starting to come across to my point here, aren't you?
I am. You're convincing me.
It's true. Eat 1.5 cigarettes or 2 cigarettes, and apparently it can get rid of intestinal parasites.
I know.
I can't imagine it tasting very nice, though.
Surely disgusting. Have you ever eaten?
Yeah, surely that can't be very, very good for you either.
Probably not.
It's not. if it's going to kill a tapeworm that lives inside you, it's probably decidedly bad. But imagine all it's going to do is give you the shits, which is what you need.
Apparently, what it does is it knocks out the parasite long enough for you to pass it naturally.
Oh, okay. I didn't realise. So you're just getting it really high.
You're roofing it.
Pretty much.
You're basically
Yeah,
roofing a parasite.
How the fuck did they discover this?
Yeah, someone
It's
must
warfare,
have.
isn't it?
Someone must have been like, "Hey, this is the weirdest thing. Every time I eat more than 2 cigarettes, I shit a worm out."
I mean, come on, lads. It's definitely squaddies who have done this. He had a tapeworm. He had no idea about it. He's like, "Go on, lads. I'll bet you 2 cigarettes. I bet you can't eat 2 cigarettes without being sick or something." And he eats 2 cigarettes, and the next morning he wins his bet. The next morning he's like, "Look at this!"
Just shat out a bucket full of parasites.
Yeah,
Fucking gruesome.
It's one of your mates, man.
Gruesome.
Yeah, it's not good.
I've got another fear. Right, another fear of mine. Watching kids do stuff that you think is going to hurt them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're like, fuck.
I think that might be a parental thing.
Yeah.
You know, like watching a toddler stagger towards the road, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Climbing on fences or something. You know, like working near a knife, anything like that. Really puts you on edge. What about you, Jeeves, as like a non-parent?
No.
Yeah, he probably loves it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, go on, little Johnny, grab that blade. Go on.
They're not my devil spawn, so.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when
I
it's
remember
my kids, I just shout at them. It's when it's other people's kids and you can't really shout.
Kids.
Yeah, I never really get that concerned. I know it makes me sound terrible. I never really get that concerned when it's my kids because I know I'll just shout at them and they'll shit themselves and stop doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But when it's sorry, go on.
The first time I literally I like it, the first time I ever smacked my daughter, which it was literally. It's like a symbolic thing, isn't it? That was, oh my God, it shit me up so much. The little dickhead decided to chew on my phone charger wire. And I was like, Daisy, no! Yank out of her hand. And I was like, you're never to chew on wires. I was like, you'll literally die. And I mean, like, I know the fuse will blow and she won't die, but it's not the fucking point. I was panicking, not because of my charging, just to be clear. I don't care that much about my charger. Like, I'm pretty possessive about my charging wire, but I wasn't worried about that. It was more about her getting electrocuted. Rambo, that's a really good one. Your kids hurting themselves. Because do you not find with children, it's like they are hell-bent on trying to kill themselves? What is that? What's the deal with that? It's like,
I mean, I know for a fact Zach's boy he just does not stop. If there's something to climb or jump off or jump through or break or something like, he's just on it, isn't he? Like a car bonnet. He loves it. It's so funny to watch.
Yep.
That is pretty funny.
He thinks he's a dolphin as well in the sea.
Dear me.
We were talking about dolphins earlier. Hey, I tell you what, it's not the worst thing he could be. He might end up in some old woman's kitchen, getting wanked off.
Who got whacked off by an old lady in the kitchen then?
No, a dolphin did.
Yeah.
It's a long story, mate. It's a long story.
Oh, you nearly pulled last night, didn't you, that old lady?
No, she blew me out. I offered to help her up the stairs with her oxygen bottle, and she's like, "Yeah, all right, you're not coming back to mine, though." All right, fuck you then.
Oh, I thought you meant she blew you out like through her air hole on the back of her neck, like a dolphin. Just gobbled you up and. No.
Why?
Oh Lord.
Oh, right. Any more comments? Is there any more comments?
We got Bex Barker, but we've literally covered all of them apart from prawns, but we've covered that in a previous episode. She's
Yes.
clown, spiders, prawns, and tiny side shrimp. Yeah. What? Tiny seaside shrimp are cute, dead or alive. Holes. Don't understand that.
Fear of holes.
But either way,
One of my exes used to have a fear of holes.
Yeah, this is a good fear, that is. Quite a few people have it.
But to do with that fear as well was the lead singer of Aerosmith.
yeah.
His mouth really freaked her out.
It's a big mouth, though. Steven Tyler, you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a mouth
it's
and a
a-
half.
Yeah, isn't it just? It's fucking massive.
But yeah, people do have really specific phobias about holes as well. Like some people just have holes, a fear of holes in organic matter, like hand or like your skin or something like that. Some people have fear of holes in the ground. Some people have fears of all holes. Buttonholes as well. Buttonholes are often ones that people are scared of.
Oh, that's weird because my sister's literally. It's funny you should say buttonholes. My sister replied to this comment on the post, and she put buttons.
Yeah, my mum's got a fear of buttons.
Oh, actually, yeah, I don't have any fears of buttons because the only buttons I usually have are on my trousers, and 9 times out of 10, those motherfuckers just pop off. So, you know.
They get rid of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. The funniest of all the comments I saw, this really did make me chuckle when I saw it. Adam McGowan, just quite simply, just put my wife. So, yeah, bravo, sir. Well done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the natural order of things. That's one of those deep-seated ones, like the dark, spiders, snakes, deep holes, space. It's one of those ones you're supposed to be a bit scared of.
Yeah, behind every terrified man, there's an angry woman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've got any more. I'm just quickly checking. Spiders. Very specifically, actually, Max Sheaf. Spiders, but not the ones you can see of any size or shape. I'm scared of the little ones that you see that disappear. You know, like when it runs onto your sofa or your bed. I mean, again, it doesn't really bother me. I've heard the urban legend about spouses waking up and they see a spider's leg in someone's mouth because it's crawled in their mouth and they've eaten it in their sleep. And like this country, they're not particularly deadly. So if I was to be chowing down on some in my sleep, I wouldn't really care too much. I mean, it's a bit gross.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world, is it?
No, I mean, I've been bitten by a spider before and like it swelled up pretty nasty. But it wasn't in this country. So again, for me, it's the rational side of things. If everything changed, like with climate change, if everything started getting a little bit rougher and we started getting the spiders that they've got in Australia, that would be a different ball game.
Yeah,
because those, what is it? The Black Widow ones or the funnel web spiders and all of that. Oh,
it's the huntsman that I don't like. Those huntsman spiders. Fuck. No.
Aren't they quite small?
No, some of them grow up to like that sort of size. Some of them grow massive.
That's even worse.
They're the trapdoor ones.
The trapdoor ones are pretty cool. I quite like how they operate.
Yeah,
the
that
ones
is quite funny.
They come snapping up, grab you and pull you in.
Yeah.
I mean, was it the movie Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks with the ostrich.
Yeah, where they got like massive ones and they're pulling humans in. That would be a nightmare. Like an absolute nightmare.
That would be like one of my worst nightmares as a apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, what? You're so right. It would be awful, but what an amazing one it would be if bugs all of a sudden just scaled up by like 100 times their size or something. Is 100? I'm trying in my head. I'm trying to make an ant the size of a horse.
The problem you've got with that is that suddenly the world would just be rammed with bugs.
It would, which is why it would be apocalypse.
No, but you think like, yeah, but it wouldn't be a case of there'd be bugs running around everywhere. It would be a case of there's so many bugs in the ground that if they're 100 times their size, we'd be swimming in an ocean of bug. Like,
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right, because there's just so many of us. But they would
Yeah.
eventually, they do like what the rabbits do. You know how you've got two types of rabbits. You've got the ones that live in burrows, and then you've got the ones that live in, what are they called, like little, just slight curves, not proper burrows.
Right.
It's always the best example of how nature works is with these particular rabbits, because you've got myxomatosis, which kills rabbits off, okay, but it only kills the ones that live in warrens, because I think it's spread through fleas or something.
Right.
So all the ones that live in the burrows die, and all the ones that live on the outside don't die, which means there's more food, so they breed more, which then means there's more food for the predators like foxes and shit like that. And then they eventually start going back into the burrows, and then the cycle sort of repeats itself. It's like a beautiful little word. So I can't remember the name because
Circle of life.
It's a circle of life. It's exactly that. It's
In an Irish accent, apparently.
But yeah, so if everything did scale up all of a sudden, it wouldn't take long before. I mean, obviously, space would be a big problem, but they wouldn't last. If there's an ant colony every 10 meters in the real world, because they were so big, it wouldn't take long before there was only one ant colony, and the rest had been eaten. They'd just fight out, wouldn't they?
A bit of fire ant, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking awful.
Like that. I mean,
I haven't
bullet
seen
ants.
red ants.
Fucking hell.
You
You don't
haven't
see
seen
red ants anymore, do you?
No, they used to be everywhere. I haven't seen them since I was a kid, because those little bastards used to sting you.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, I haven't got a look in either, truth be told, but they used to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Nightmare when you'd sit down on an ant's nest. Oh man, have you ever done that when you were a kid?
Yes.
Sit on an ant's nest.
Yeah. And then suddenly you realise they're all over you, and you're just like, fucking hell. Hate it.
All up. Ooh. Yeah, that's the worst. Right, so I'm fully out of comments now. I think I've gone through all of the ones that we had on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Just double checking now. Again, thank you everybody for your comments. The brilliant response from absolutely everybody. Oh no, there's one more. Stacey, she put heights. I mean, we've covered heights, but she said stairs, especially the ones with holes in the steps and no kickbacks. So I imagine like
So
the
old
spiral
reach
one.
through and grab your ankles sort of jobs.
Like the ones in basements, and you see him in like the Evil Dead one. You walk down, some witch grabs your ankles and pulls you down.
Yeah.
Ooh. Spiders in the dark. Yeah, they're all normal. That stairs one. I can get on board with that actually.
Yeah, okay.
I've never been on one of the. I was having this conversation just the other day that how Americans have the escape ladders, not escape ladders, but they have the stairs on the outside of the houses.
Yeah.
Which I think is such a great idea, but I've never actually climbed on one because we don't have them over here anywhere, do we?
No.
But I would imagine that I'd feel quite uneasy climbing up one of those past about 4 stories.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, but I presume she would hate that. Absolutely hate it. Wouldn't you?
I wouldn't want to do it.
No.
Yeah. I put it wouldn't be a thing I'd choose to do.
No, metal
The thing is,
staircases.
though, on them, they generally tend to be ladders rather than stairs.
No, it depends. Some of them, the bottom one's normally a ladder, and then you've got a staircase that runs up, haven't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, all you need is one pervert in that block of flats, and he's got access to everyone's flats, hasn't he?
I think that's why they don't have them. Like generally, I think over here that's why we haven't got them. It's like just common sense thing. But versus your building burning down, like Glenfield went down like you wouldn't believe, didn't it? That was dreadful. They could have done with a fire escape.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was a shocking time. But now I've run out of comments. Yeah, and now I have no more to go. Have you got anything else, Jeeves? I mean, yours and mine were pretty much on par, but they're pretty normal ones, aren't they?
No, that's all it really gets to me.
Spiders.
What are you smiling at?
Come on, what do you know?
Dude,
Give some
like,
insight.
you know it's going to be a no, and you're just like, You always put so much thought into it.
Of heights, but I'm addicted to roller coasters.
Oh, fucking hate them.
love.
Well, that's maybe more of an adrenaline thing. That's more of a sort of that's understandable.
I think it was the world's largest wooden roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie, being at the top of that, I literally was fucking wanting to write my will. Just fucking rocking side to side. All you could hear was the wood creaking. It's like, yep, this is how I die.
It sounds like a nightmare. I hate the idea of doing that. It sounds just terrible.
And I would like to point out that was the second roller coaster I'd ever gone on.
Can I just point out that you say the word roller coaster really poshly? I just say roller coaster. You're like roller coaster.
The roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. Like, even I've started saying it now. Roller coasters.
I love a roller coaster.
No, I don't. I did, and then something happened. Something just clicked one day, and I went from really enjoying them to feeling sick. But yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Maybe it's like an inner ear thing. But as a youth, I thought they were fantastic, and now, now when I get on them, I just come off and I just want to vom. So it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Just don't go to Chessington. If I'm honest, are you drawing over there, Jeeves? Is that what you're doing at the moment?
No.
Oh, okay.
Scratching my foot.
Right. Well, shall we wrap up then?
Yeah.
Thanks for all the comments. We'll stick a new Facebook thing out soon, asking for more, I would imagine, for the next episode. So keep an eye on the Facebook page. Do give us a like and a follow. Blah 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 blah.
Tell your friends. We never say that. We say like and we follow. Try and get a couple of new followers. Spread
the love a bit. Spread the love. If you can.
Things, they're like tag 3 friends, like and subscribe to our page, and you can win. I don't know, Jeeves, draw a picture. Give us a prize to give away. Draw a little picture for someone, some original artwork.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you start tagging some friends in posts, then you get a free still of Jesus's nipples.
That we could do. Oh, look, he's got a third one there.
Awesome.
He's got like a little tuft right in the middle.
I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at it, but you could. All you've got to do is tag your friends on our posts.
Yeah, I'll get a little picture. We'll get a picture sent over to you.
With a filter of your choice. Cool. All right. Well, until the next time, then I'll say toodaloo. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.